Early 1st century circa 33 to 36, patron saint of altar servers, builders, casket makers, deacons, horses, masons, and quarrymen invoked against headaches. Pre-congregation canonization, Saint Stephen bears the unique title Proto-Martyr as the first Christian martyr. All we know of him comes from the Acts of the Apostles, chapters 6 to 7. His name of Greek origin suggests that he was a Hellenistic Jew. The apostles remained in Jerusalem after Jesus' ascension, and the believers deepened their communal life. They ate together, celebrated the Eucharist, and shared their financial resources with each other. Acts 4:32 to 35. The early Jerusalem community was made up of Hebrew and Hellenistic Jews who lived together but differed in language and customs. The Hellenists complained that their widows were being neglected in the daily distribution. Acts 6:1. To solve the problem, the apostles asked the community to select 7 reputable men, filled with the Spirit and wisdom, Acts 6:3, whom they appointed to oversee the daily distribution of provisions. Stephen was the eldest and likely the leader. As a Greek, he might have been chosen, in part, to ensure that the Hellenistic women and widows received their share of the daily distribution. As a deacon, Stephen preached and even performed miracles. Some Hellenistic Jews debated him in public, but they could not withstand the wisdom and the spirit with which he spoke. Acts 6:10. This so agitated them that they dragged Stephen before the Sanhedrin, the highest religious, judicial, and legislative body within the Jewish community, for speaking against the temple and the law of Moses. As he stood before the angry Sanhedrin, Stephen's face appeared like that of an angel. Acts 7:1 to 53 presents Stephen's speech before the Sanhedrin. He traced Israel's history from Abraham to Solomon, the temple builder, clearly uniting the Old Testament with the New Testament. He said Jesus was the new temple and the new priest who offered himself as the new and perpetual sacrifice. He called the Sanhedrin members and his accusers stiff-necked people. Stephen's accusers were so infuriated that they immediately dragged him outside the city and stoned him to death. Before being dragged to his death, he looked to heaven and exclaimed, "Behold, I see the heavens opened and the Son of Man standing at the right hand of God." Acts 7:56. As his stoning began, he prayed, "Lord Jesus, receive my spirit, and Lord, do not hold this sin against them." Acts 7:59 to 60. Echoing Jesus' words from the cross. The Pharisee Saul witnessed and approved of Stephen's murder before his conversion on the road to Damascus. After Stephen's martyrdom, the close Christian community scattered, running for their lives. This scattering became the first great means of evangelization. One by one, new hearts were converted as the scattered community shared the new law of Christ with others. Stephen's remains, which the legend says were revealed to a priest named Lucian in a dream, were brought from Beit Jamal to Jerusalem in 415. Some years later, Stephen was buried at the site of his martyrdom in what is today the Church of Saint Etienne, French for Stephen,